We are talking walking football in the next 20 minutes here on Signal 2. Also, a group of guys, Team B2B. They're raising money for a fantastic cause and they're off on their bikes. They're cycling for charity. We'll hear more about that.
This is Signal Sports.
Now, I caught up with a group of guys, in fact, one in particular, who has got a group of guys together, and they're off on their bikes. It's Team B2B, and it makes up a team of 4 people, and I asked a question to my guest this afternoon: who and what are Team B2B?
So Team B2B are Rob Wheeler, representing Birmingham. We've got Mark Atkinson, representing Manchester. And I'm Warren Thomas. I'm riding out of Stone in Staffordshire. And then we've got Clive the Drive Woodfield. He lives down in Redditch.
So how did this all come about?
Started forming the idea. And originally it was going to be, I think we were going to do like London to Paris and various routes that we'd looked from other people. But we eventually settled on Birmingham to Brussels. It was the idea of doing it over 5 days. We wanted to do approximately 80 miles a day. So it kind of fitted perfectly. We wanted to do something for charity, so we were looking towards the Stroke Association. My mum is a multiple stroke survivor. Rob's mum also had a stroke in recent years. And then the other 2 lads jumped on board as well, which is Mark Atkinson from Manchester. And again, his family's been affected by strokes, another close work colleague. So he wanted to get on board. And then Clive said he'd like to do something for us. So Clive joined on as Clive the Drive, as he's known now, our support driver.
Fantastic. Are you all keen cyclists anyway? Is it something you do on a regular basis?
We weren't, but we are now. Basically, we all invested in bikes as soon as the idea kind of hit and that we all bought into it. Really, to commit to it, we all decided to go out and spend some real money of our own, if you like, on bikes. So we all went out and got bikes around about May, June last year. Training started. And since then, I mean, I've actually just done my 2,000th training mile this week. Wow. And Rob and Mark are on similar numbers as well. So we obviously committed a lot of time to it. And in between training, we've been planning routes down to the nth detail. And, we need to get across the water, obviously, on a ferry, and we had to hire the van and various other bits and pieces as well. So, yeah, it's been a long time coming. But to say that we can't wait now is a masterpiece of understatement.
So this is 5 days through 4 countries, 3 riders on 2 wheels with the one goal. And the goal is, I assume, to make the awareness and to raise some good money.
The goal is absolutely to raise money for the Stroke Association. In particular, there's a Life After Stroke Centre, which is designed as it's a help desk facility for people who need information about stroke recovery and about support to be able to phone them and get some support. There's a library within the building of some fantastic material on strokes and how to deal with strokes, both as a survivor and also the families. And also it's a facility that they want to extend and use to nationally train doctors and nurses. So the possibilities are endless. It's something that we've loved getting involved in. There's a lady down there by the name of Claire Benfield who's been very supportive of what we wanted to do to try and raise money for this. And what I think brought this to a head, although we'd already focused on the Stroke Association, in the middle of last year, a very, very close friend of all of us, all 4 of us, actually had a massive stroke at work in the workplace. And that really did focus the minds then. And we realised we'd chosen the right thing. And that's a chap by the name of Tom Flaherty. And we have to give a shout out to Tom. He's been very supportive. We've done a number of support events this year already. And one of them he did actually come along to and sort of started it off for us. So it's been just such a superb year for training, for getting involved, and for reintroducing myself, certainly, to cycling. I think the lads would say the same thing.
So Team B2B, they're cycling Birmingham to Brussels in 5 days. And I went on to ask Warren, how much support have they really got?
Yeah, I mean, all 4 of us work for Serco, and we approached Serco in the very early days and said we want to do this, and if we could get some support from Serco to be able to help us with, as you say, the hotels and a support vehicle and things like this, then it means that every penny we get, we can go straight to charity. Serco took a nanosecond to agree to that and just came straight back to us and said, absolutely, we think what you're doing is fantastic. You have our support and we will finance you as a team. So it meant that every penny of what we've raised so far, which is 200 and something pounds of our 10,000 target is all going straight to the charity. So that we can't thank Serco enough for that. But in terms of the logistics, you're absolutely right. I mean, aside from trying to find hotels in the right place for the right cost as well, and to find a van the right size with the right security on it, just planning the routes has been. We've had to use some online resources really to do the route on a sort of turn by turn basis to make sure that there were roads we could actually go down. I've never ever ridden on the continent, and I absolutely cannot wait. We basically we hit France around about 5 o'clock on day 3 after a ferry journey, and we're just going to literally do about 5 miles, I think, before we stay the night in Calais. Those 5 miles are the ones I must admit I'm looking forward to more than anything. I've always wanted to ride in what I think is the home of cycling. Which I have to say brings us to a point of, we couldn't believe our luck when obviously we started planning this last year, but I mean, what a stellar year for British cycling.
Fantastic, on the back of the Olympics like this, it's great.
And the Tour de France, of course, the first ever Brit win, and we couldn't have wished for a better time to do it, and on a personal note, and a better group of people to do it with.
Hey, listen, Warren, good luck. Just tell us again who are Team B2B.
Our website is Team B2B. That's the letter B, number 2, letter B. .wordpress.com. On there, we've got an entertaining blog every time we go out and train, and every time we do anything, particularly, we put it on there. And also, there's a link to our sponsorship site, which is justgiving.com/Team B2B.
Warren, you're a star. Good luck to you and the rest of the team, and I really hope it goes well. Do me a favour, get back in touch. When you get back, we'll have a chat, and we'll find out how it all went.
Of course we will, and we really appreciate the time, Andy. Thanks for having us on.